All right, welcome to our first podcast of the football season. It's almost here, and of course, Saturday night, Florida will be playing Charleston Southern. And one thing I wrote about, Robbie, it doesn't really matter who they're playing; it matters about them, and it's all about execution for them. Just taking the things they've learned over the last several months and making it happen.
Yeah, and Pat, you talk to the offensive players, you can sense that they're confident it's going to work. But, we've said this every year for the last how many, and it doesn't work. So until it works, we're not going to know. Yeah,
and I think that I'll say this. I don't think the quarterback competition is over yet. I think we're going to see what happens in this game. Charleston Southern runs a pretty vanilla, simple defense, and it's perfectly set up for Felipe. And, it's going to be a lot of quick passes. I mean, that's the thing that everybody's got to realize.
Quick passes and power running, Pat. Yeah. That's what they're going to be in this game.
It's not going to be guys sitting there and looking around and everything. It's going to be you got one side of the field based on the defense. Can you got to hit that, and if it's not there, boom, take off.
Yeah, this is not going to be Oklahoma State, Florida in 1990, where Spurrier came out and
that'd be great.
Threw it all over the field. It's going to be a methodical ball control offense, I think, Pat, like you said.
Yeah, and I think, look, don't expect too much. I mean, this is a team that's just going to try to win the game, however it requires them to win it. And don't be surprised. I will bet this. I will bet you will see Emory Jones in this game, because you can play him 4 games.
Yeah.
And still redshirt him. So why not get him in and get his feet wet and find out what he can do? I think it's almost more important that he plays than Kyle Trask.
Yeah, Pat, and I've always said they should have a package of plays for this kid. He can do the things Mullen likes to do in his offense, running the ball with the quarterback, and I think you get him in the game and kind of throw a little curveball at the defense.
Yeah, and again, we're going to see a lot of things. I've been joking when I've been on this speaking a lot of places in the preseason. I call it the I don't know tour, because I really don't know.
Well, yeah, you don't know until they go out and do it. That's the whole thing.
And I don't know if the offensive line is going to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be.
Same guys, though, from a year ago, and they weren't very good.
Better shape. Better
coached, you would think.
Yeah, better coach, a little simpler plan. But look, I think the defensive line might be really good. And Ja'Kai Polite had a great
he has an awesome camp.
Yeah, but we're saying that because we're basing on what people have told us. We haven't seen it.
I know.
I mean, so we're going to learn a lot about this team in week 1. Again, Charleston Southern's not the greatest opposition. Florida beat them last time they played them 62-3.
Yeah.
Dan Mullen beat them 49-0 last year.
Yeah.
But they're not terrible. They're just not big enough to.
Yeah. And they'll give you a little problem. They'll run the option, Pat, and that'll give the defense a little bit of a problem adjusting to that. But it should be a game where the talent level is much better on Florida's side, and there should be no doubt.
If these guys can't block these guys,
then there's real trouble. Yeah.
I mean, last year we found out in the first game Florida's offensive line wasn't very good. If there's a problem there, and it's like I said, Jordan Scarlett looks great. They've got a bevy of running backs, but those holes don't create themselves.
They don't. I mean, it's all up to the line, Pat. The offense, if the line's not any good, it's going to be hard to be good on offense. Again, we've seen that year after year here.
Yeah, it's kind of a different enthusiasm. I think it's kind of a guarded enthusiasm in that people are like, they've been burned so much, they've been scarred. They haven't really even enjoyed a lot of the wins that they've had in the last. But I looked up this today, and I used this in my Saturday column, Robbie. Florida in the last 5 years has lost 28 games. Spurrier lost 27 in his entire career.
It shows you how different things are now.
Yeah.
And where the program is compared to the heyday there.
So I think people kind of go into this game and go, well, let's see. Let's see what they got. Okay, it's Felipe. Like I said the other day, if you had told anybody that Felipe Frank's going to be a starter if you're walking out of that FSU game,
you would have said, oh, no.
You'd have got punched in the gut. Yeah. I mean, there's no way. But I think now people are like, okay, with a real quarterback coach and a coach who coaches offense. And that, to me, is the biggest difference.
And not a complicated offense, Pat. This does not put a lot of pressure on the quarterback to make all these decisions once he gets up there. It's boom, boom, do it.
But if you're the offense coordinator, which Dan Mullen is in this case, you got to coach the entire offense.
Yeah.
Steve Spurrier told me this about the previous administration. You can't just coach one position.
No.
You got to coach them all. You got to let guys need to know why things are going to work.
Yeah, that's how it all comes together and it works. Yeah. It's choreographed like Spurrier's.
The quarterback has to understand why this is going to work, not drop back. There's a guy. He's still covered. Where do I go now? I don't know what to do. That kind of thing. And we're not trying to pile on the last guy. The last guy won 2 SEC championships. But
he didn't listen to Spurrier, for one thing.
He didn't listen to me either. But you didn't listen to me about special teams, and that is going to be where I'm really watching Robbie.
Yeah.
It's just to see. I was watching the '97 game against FSU, and there was a kickoff, and I just was kind of looking, and I go, here's who was covering their kickoff: Javon Curse, Tony George, and Mike Peterson.
You're good players.
Covering on kickoffs, not 2 walk-ons and scrubs. So I think Dan Mullen gets that. I mean, he's been talking.
He does, and they've worked on it in practice, Pat, a lot. So.
Yeah, and we don't know. Look, Dan's been great with us. I got no problems with the way he's been with us. It's been more access. It's been more interesting. There have been actual
friendlier feeling among
answers to questions.
Yeah,
yeah.
That helps. It really does.
Of, hey, you know what? We'll get on a plane and then a bus and then a plane again.
Yeah.
But but we don't know how much he's BSing us at times, whether he's telling us the truth. So we're going to find out a lot about that as well. And I know everybody's excited. The Swamp's up is going to. I look at it this way: the Swamp every year is going to get a little bit better with what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And eventually, maybe 8-10 years down the road, it's going to get a lot better. But they understand you can't just stand pat on that. So I think that's going to be fun. And I think everybody's excited about coming back. And it's like
hopefully it doesn't rain though, Pat.
Well,
we've had that problem.
Possible showers.
Yeah.
Hopefully it just doesn't get delayed.
Yeah, we don't need that.
And hopefully there's no hurricane coming.
Yeah.
What if one all of a sudden popped up in
bad luck.
We can go play it in Baton Rouge. They aren't using their stadium, right?
No, they're all.
There we
It's
go.
wide open.
All right, so we'll see what happens on Saturday. We'll be back with you with another Swampcast to tell you what we thought of the game. Also, a new little feature this year at halftime. You'll be able to see this at Gatorsports.com. I'm going to give you Dooley at the half. I'm going to give you 3 things that I think happened in the first half. So we've got that going. We got a lot of
more Dooley than ever.
More Dooley than you can stand, and that's kind of the way my wife feels.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of that.
No question about it. Last thing. Happy birthday to my dad, turns 91 years old today, and we love him very much. We will be back with the Swampcast after the game. Until then, Pat Dooley, Robbie Andreu of the Gainesville Sun saying so long from the Sunshine State.